So, we're back in 2007. Real fast, I gotta give a huge shout out to the Madden Mon community, and especially the Madden Mon community's member, K. Again, okay, so it's KN1ME. I don't know how you say his name correctly, but shout out to him for creating this mod and the roster and all the stuff you're seeing today. But guys, today we are back in 2007. We have Nandi Ashima on the Raiders, and I'm just going to go through these teams and kind of look at some of the key players. If you don't remember the 2007 roster, here you go. This is what we kind of have, and yes, we do have the Washington Redskins, because that was their name back in 2007. 2007 was a crazy year. We saw the 2007 Patriots go undefeated, but then lose in the Super Bowl to the Giants. We also saw a lot of other crazy things, like Andre Johnson, absolute menace to the NFL, as that man was absolutely dominating the NFL. We also had CJ2K, didn't come out in 2007. I think he a little bit later on, after 2007. And we will be going from 2007 here, by the way, all the way up to 2000 and I think it's 21? Maybe even past that. I'll have a thing in the title how long we're going to do this franchise for. But we're going to see who goes where, who's the most successful team after, throughout these years, and where history is going to take us, right? So, with that being said, guys, we got the Cleveland Brownies right here. Back when they were actually a dumpster fire. Like, right now, they're actually pretty damn okay. Don't get me wrong. I don't like to say that out loud because I'm a Bengals fan. But, it is what it is. Kind of forget some of these guys were on these said teams. Peyton Manning back in the NFL is different. That is a very different circumstance. Wow, okay, so no Patrick Mahomes at least. No Joe Burrow, no Josh Allen, no Lamar Jackson. P. Willie is back. Michael Strahan, Eli Manning. I wonder if Eli's going to win 2 Super Bowls. That would be quite the interesting front, because he won 2 Super Bowls after 2007. So, it's still possible, technically. Brett Favre is still in the NFL. We'll see where A-Rod goes. That's another player I'm interested in seeing where he ends up landing up. And then we're back to the Raiders. So let's go ahead and sim the season, guys, and let's see what ends up happening. So here we go. Playoff time. Chargers went 11-5. Raiders went 9-7. All right, so let's see how good everyone went. 15-1 Seahawks. Okay, 13-3 Patriots. It's not surprising. 13-3 Steelers. 12-4 Buccaneers. Cowboys win 12-4. 11-5 Bengals. 11-5 Eagles. Chargers win 11-5. Colts 11-5. And Cardinals 10-6. Who was the worst team in the NFL? The 2-14 Redskins. 3-13 Jets, and the Rams were also 3-13. Okay, so that's a very interesting sight. Let's go ahead and go over to, not schedule, I want to go over to stats here, and let's take a look. So, Jamarcus Russell was our quarterback. He went 18 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Justin Fargas was our running back, 1,000 yards, but 3 touchdowns. It's amazing how much the NFL has changed since 2007. I feel like in 2007, the passing game was still crazy, but it isn't like it is nowadays. Tony Romo, like 4,300 yards is crazy. I feel like nowadays there's a lot of quarterbacks. Maybe not. No, I feel like there's a lot of quarterbacks that can hit 4,000 yards. 36 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Trent Green, 33 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Great to see the Chiefs are still dominant. Peyton Manning, Carson Palmer, we got Phillip Rivers, okay. How about running backs? LT, yeah, that's not surprising. Sean Alexander, forgot how OP broken he was. That's definitely not Sean Alexander, by the way. That's, I would argue that is not what Sean Alexander looks like. I'm not sure when it comes to, like, how the players look. When they're in the game, they're the correct player, but sometimes with these mods, you gotta set portraits and stuff like that. Sometimes they're a little bit off. Brian Westbrook, we have Willis McGahee, we have Clinton Portis, okay. Receiving, Torrey Holt led the NFL. T.O., 15 touchdowns. Sydney, okay. So not bad. Kind of what we expected here, in all honesty. Let's go over to yearly awards. So Tony Romo won MVP, which I think every time I do this type of mod, it's always Tony Romo that wins MVP. Donovan McNabb. Okay, this guy really butchers some of these portraits, man. Some of the portraits are correct, but some of the portraits are a little bit off. Just a tad bit off, man. Nonetheless, though, let's go ahead and get right into the playoffs and see how these playoffs end up going. Now, I'm not really controlling any team here. Like, I know I'm owning the Raiders right now, but I'm not really, like controlling the Raiders. I'm just kind of seeing what happens, like, as a bystander. I will be doing the draft for the Raiders, but that will be also because I want to see what ends up happening, right? So, just keep that in mind. That's kind of how I'm setting everything up here. But let's see who the Super Bowl is. Seahawks versus Chargers. Okay, so 2007, this is before Seahawks ever won one. So this would be the first Seahawks Super Bowl champion. This would also be the first Chargers Super Bowl champion because the Chargers won. Wow. Okay, so let's go to league history here and let's take a look at Phillip Rivers won MVP. You know, the playoff choker himself. Bill Belichick won Coach of the Year. LT won Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year was Julius Peppers, Robert Meacham, and John Beeson. Okay, interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and get right to the draft, guys, and we'll see how this draft goes. The best part of the year, guys. The draft. Let's get it. All right, so, wow, they just completely skipped to my pick. They usually don't do that. We're going to have to look at this draft then from after the draft's over with, because usually they don't go ahead and just skip right to your said pick. But let's go ahead and look at who's available for us. We're definitely in the market for quarterback, because I don't know if you realize this, but Jamarcus Russell, I don't think is going to be our starting quarterback for long. It's not really that good. So Joe Flacco is definitely an option here. Wow, this Raiders squad was not the greatest, though. Ooh. I know some players obviously didn't get re-signed here and there. So I think our first position we're interested in, though, is quarterback. And Joe Flacco did lead the Ravens to a Super Bowl. So let's just go ahead and get the guy from Delaware. Yep. Okay, correct college, too. Let's go. It's kind of, I don't know why. Sometimes when people do rosters, they don't do the correct college. He actually went to Delaware, I think it was the Blue Hens. But before Delaware, he actually transferred, I believe, from Pittsburgh. No, I think it was Penn State, where he could never become the starter at. So then he transferred over to Delaware, and the rest is history. Became the Ravens quarterback. All right, let me see who... I'm probably going best player available for a lot of these picks, in all honesty. Dustin Keller... wasn't really that amazing, I don't feel like. Ray Rice. Oh, wow. You know what? We don't need Ray Rice. But that would be kind of funny. Just have Joe Flacco and Ray Rice back together. Tom Zipikowski. See, now we're kind of a little bit later on in the draft, where I'm like, oh yeah, I know some of these guys, but not all. Who's the middle linebackers available? We have Dan Connor. Okay, Joe Mays. I might just let CPU handle this, actually, now that I think about it. Because I don't want to draft any bust here. So I'm going to let the CPU handle it, and I'll be right back. Alright, so let's take a look at how everything went. So let me go to, where is draft recap right here. And we ended up getting, by the way, Jeff Ota. We got Jason Surley, Joe Mays, John Greco, Danny Amendola. Nice. Fernando Vasquez? I don't want to say his name. And King Dunlap. Nice. Alright, so I want to go over to NFL here and let's see who got drafted where. So, first pick overall was Chris Long, which is not surprising. One of the best. Matt Ryan was pick number 2. Ironically enough, I believe Joe Flacco was actually picked before Matt Ryan in the draft. Jake Long, we got Keith Rivers, we got Glenn Dorsey, Vernon Golston, Cedric Ellis, Gerard Mayo, Patriot legend. We got Donnie Avery, Derek Harvey, Devin Thomas, not Derek Thomas, Brian Johnston, DRC, Aqib Talib to the Ravens. Interesting. Antonio Kaysen to the Titans. Darren McFadden to the Packers. He actually went to the Raiders in real life. Curtis Lofton, we have Lawrence Jackson, Ryan Clady, Joe Flacco to us, Chad Henne, Dewan Brown, Tracy Porter Sr., Brandon Albert, Deshaun Jackson, Chris Johnson, so CJ2K, Jonathan Stewart, Matt Forte, Calais Campbell, Felix Jones, Jordy Nelson, John Carson, Brandon Flowers. Okay. Where did Ray Rice go? Because Jamal Charles went to the Ravens, so the Ravens did not go with Ray Rice this time. The Cardinals got Ray Rice. Okay, well, they will be in for a very interesting situation in a couple years. That's why we'll definitely say they'll be in a very interesting situation in the future. Nonetheless, though, let's go ahead and get right into the season, guys. Well, the Raiders did not have that great of a season number 2. They went 5-12, and also the Chiefs went 5-12 as well. So here's what we have: Patriots number 1 seed, number 2 seed was the Colts, 3 seed with the Chargers, 4 seed with the Bengals, 5 seed with the Titans, 6 seed with the Dolphins, and 7 seed was the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay. And then we have the NFC over here. So who had the worst record in the NFL? And why do I feel like it's the Texans, actually? Wow, I was not expecting that. 3-14. Bills went 4-13. Bears went 5-12. Giants went 5-12. A lot of 5-12s, actually. All right, so interesting. 61 Cowboys. 15-2 Patriots. Yeah, man, you got to remember that dynasty they had going on there. That was an insane dynasty. All right, so Jamarcus Russell, for some reason, the CPU did not start Joe Flacco. I'm gonna fix that for next year, so I'm not sure why they just kept in Jamarcus Russell. But I'll go ahead and make sure I get that fixed for next year. I have the CPU doing everything for the Raiders, so I have like controlling the depth charts, controlling all that stuff. So kind of interesting. Let's see though what happened here for the other side. So passing wise, we had 4,300 yards for Tony Romo, 38 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Tom Brady was second on that list there. It looks like Romo won MVP yet again. Rushing wise, it was again LT. Frank Gore was up there too as well. We also have Sean Alexander. We have Steve Smith-Senior, who had the most receiving yards, but the most touchdowns in the year with TJ Houshmandzadeh, who is not a white guy, actually, surprisingly enough. 16 sacks right there. Chris Long had 15 sacks, so great first pick for them. Interception was Rondé Barber, who is also not a white guy. I was going to have to point that out as we go throughout here. Some of these player portraits are not correct. Tom Brady won MVP, not Tony Romo. That's actually kind of surprising. I really thought that was going to be Tony Romo. Based on the fact of Tony Romo usually always wins MVPs in these. But you know what? It's the first time for everything. All right, so let's see who the Super Bowl was between. My guess is the Patriots are in this Super Bowl. There's no way they're not. But Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, you got to have a Super Bowl. No! The Chargers are back in the Super Bowl. They won last year. What are they going to do this year? Is it another win? They got destroyed by the Cowboys. Talk about something that you would not expect to see. Cowboys and Chargers in the Super Bowl. Tony Romo won MVP of the Super Bowl. Obviously, Tom Brady was the MVP, period. Wade Phillips, Cowboys coach, was the coach of the year. LT was the offensive player of the year. Tom Mahali was the defensive player of the year. We have Deshaun Jackson as the rookie of the year. And we have the Chris Long as the defensive rookie of the year. So let's get right to the draft, guys. All right, here we go, boys. We got the draft time going on. And we are the 6th overall pick, which means only 5 players were taken off the board so far. And to be honest, okay, so we got Tyson Jackson, we got Aaron Curry, DRC, Michael Crabtree, we got Andre Smith, Jeremy Maclin, Vontae Davis, Brian Cushion, Ziggy Hood, Hakeem Nicks. There was a lot of great players here, man. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and see what we have on our roster. Because I am letting the CPU also control people getting picked up. So that's another thing I like to go ahead and do is like they control like free agents and stuff. Alright, so Joe Flacco, who did not start last year, will now be the starter. It's because he's a 71 overall. That's the reason why it wasn't the starter. We definitely drastically need a wide receiver. I'll say that right now. Yeah, I think right now it's just kind of building this offense might be the smartest idea / route to go. So, Darius Haywood-Bay was always known for being like a speedster. And he's good. He's great. Don't get me wrong. But I think Michael Crabtree is probably a better option. He's more just like a possession guy, but also has great speed to him. I'm going to go Michael Crabtree. Joe Flacco gets a Michael Crabtree as a weapon. There we go. All right, second round here. What we got? We got 6th overall pick. Jarius Byrd just went. I wouldn't actually mind have taken... I wouldn't have minded taking Jarius Byrd right there. All right, I just want to work on this offense, to be honest. Because that's, I think, really our biggest problem. Kenny Britt. Kenny Britt wasn't bad, but he's... Ooh, LaShady McCoy. We didn't go running back last year. Let's go running back this year. LaShawn McCoy to the roster. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right, so... Now I'll take a wide receiver in the 3rd round, I feel like. Maybe not. And yeah, I'll take a wide receiver. I'll take Kenny Britt. Kenny Britt wasn't ever really that great in the NFL, but he wasn't really that bad either. He's like a solid wide receiver. And I feel like that's exactly what this team needs right now is a solid wide receiver. Derek Cox, DJ Moore, but cornerback version. I think I'm going to let the CPU select the rest of these pick guys. All right, let's take a look at who went where. So, we got LaShawn McCoy, Kenny Britt, as you saw before. We got Chris Clemens, Cody Brown, Morgan Trent, and Ramon Hummer. Okay. So, first pick overall was Matthew Stafford. He went to the Texans. Jason Smith went to the Bills. We have Mark Sanchez went to the Bears. The Giants went B.J. Raji. Brian Arakbo went to the Chiefs. We selected Michael Crabtree. Tyson Jackson went to the Cardinals. Jeremy Maclin went to the Ravens. Clay Matthews went to the Commanders, or Redskins. Robert Ayers went to the Browns. Ziggy Hood went to the Jags. Brian Cushion went to the Lions. Darius Haywood-Bay went to the Jets. Vontae Davis to the Broncos. James Laurinaitis went to the Panthers. Okay, so nothing... Well, actually, this is a little crazy. Hakeem Nicks to the Packers instead of going to the Giants. But for the most part, nothing too crazy insane. Okay. Yeah. And then we obviously went with Sean McCoy. We could have went with a couple other guys, but who was the best player in this draft? It was Clay Matthews, who went to the Redskins. Okay. So let's get right into another season, guys. All right, so the Raiders 6-11. But this time we had Joe Flacco at quarterback, okay? This time Joe Flacco took over. 16-1 Patriots. Yeah. It's that Patriot dynasty, man, I don't miss it in any way possible. Also, if you're wondering why, as we go through here, why there isn't 18 games or 17 games, I meant to say. So, for example, 2-15 is weird because now, actually, wait, no, this is correct, right? Never mind. The first season, there was a week 18 bye. After the first season, then it's just regular Madden again. But like for example, the first season, the record's going to be a little bit off because how he had the mod set up is the mod actually takes that last week, that week 18 game, and it gets rid of it. All right, so Joe Flacco, 23 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. Definitely not the Super Bowl Joe that we know and I guess love. Michael Crabtree was a great pick, it seemed like. He actually worked out pretty damn well. But who won MVP again, and why was it Tom Brady? Oh, Chad Henne. Anything's possible. Quarterback of the future. That's a interesting take. LT, yet again, most rushing yards. We have Larry Fitzgerald, who is dominating right now, which I believe at this time he was dominating real life as well. Most interceptions was rookie Jarius Byrd, so he's going to probably be rookie of the year, would be my idea here. And Tony Romo won MVP. Okay. So, anything's possible came in at number 6. Let's see who ends up going to the Super Bowl, and I'm going to have a feeling that it might be the Chargers again. I don't know why. I just got this weird sneaking suspicion that the Chargers, for some reason, are like the dynasty in this franchise. Like, you would think it would be the Patriots because that was the dynasty back then, but nope. Chargers are the team. Oh, Cowboys, Colts. Okay, never mind. We got Cowboys, Colts. Who's going to win this? I'm going to guess Peyton Manning. But the Cowboys did win the last Super Bowl, and they blew out the team. And the Cowboys won another Super Bowl. This is something that we have never seen in our lives. DeMarcus Ware was the Super Bowl MVP as well. Interesting. All right, so let's get right to the draft, guys. And this is the Sam Bradford draft. We also got Sue, we got Eric Berry, Trent Williams, Gerard McCoy, Ryan Matthews, CJ Spiller. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to keep with the aspect of going with Joe Flacco. He's our quarterback of the future here. With how long that ends up working out for us, but you know what? It is what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and go with... We don't need a running back, because thankfully we did take a running back before. Micah Tupati. He actually was really damn good. So I'm going to go ahead and go with him at right guard here. Let me see what the squad's looking like to kind of get a general gist of what we need here. All right, so we got right guard. We're going to need left guard and center. That's something else we're going to have to work on offense. Man, this squad is, like, kind of low-key falling apart. I'm letting the CPU do it, though. I'm letting the CPU sign players and re-sign guys and all that kind of stuff. But left tackle is actually the one position we already have pretty damn well at. The problem is I don't want to miss out on any of these superstars. Because unlike, you know, a lot of these other teams, I actually know who's going to be good in the NFL. But, you know. All right, so... Sergio Kendall was a bust. Well, it wasn't really his fault. He was a second-round draft pick for the Ravens, and he ended up falling down a flight of stairs and getting something wrong with his brain or something. And he ended up not ever blossoming in the NFL because of it. So, again, like I said, not really his fault at the end of the day. I'm going Carlos Dunlap here. Carlos Dunlap ends up becoming a beast in the NFL. So let's go with Carlos Dunlap. Let's go with... I'm not trying just to go with the players I know of, but it definitely does help when you go for players you know, because then I know who's going to be at least good, and then we can kind of work around everything else. Because future drafts have other positions we're going to need. And we're going to be able to kind of blossom around. All right, I'm going to let the rest of this get simple. All right, so let's get into the draft recap. Let's go, boys. All right, so we got Carlos Dunlap. We got this guy. We got Arthur Jones, Gibson, Adams, and Wooten. Okay, so first pick was Sue. Went to the Broncos. JPP went to the Bills. Browns got Gerard McCoy. Brandon Graham. Eric Berry went to the 49ers. Interesting. Sam Bradford went to the Jags. So we could have technically... No, Sam Bradford went before our pick. Ooh, DT went to the Bears. He went to the Broncos in real life. Also, RIP, Demaryius Thomas. Dez Bryant went to the Texans. Tim Tebow went to the Commanders. Okay. Devin McCourty went to the Panthers. Rob Gronkowski went to the Steelers. We could have took Rob Gronk. I forgot about that. Lamar Houston went to the Ravens. Earl Thomas to the Lions. Yeah, you know, I probably should have taken somebody else in the Micah Tupati. Sean Lee went to the 49ers. Okay. Other than our first pick, I'll be honest with you, I probably should have went elsewhere with our second pick. But let's go ahead and get right into the season, guys. Playoff time. We went 6-11 again. Bro, this Raiders squad is killing me right now. All right, so the Patriots went 13-4. That's kind of just obvious here. Oh, the Brownies got good, apparently. All right, so nothing really out of the ordinary here. The Redskins are also the worst team in football again. Rams also suck, and Texans suck. Okay, so kind of interesting how that all sets out. Joe Flacco, I'm trying to get him to become the starting quarterback, and 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. He's not the guy. You're not the guy, bro. You're not the guy. And I don't want Jamarcus Russell to be the guy, so, yeah. I mean, our defense is pretty damn good. It's just like everything else is really the problem. 19 sacks for Sean Merriman. Nice. We have 6 interceptions for Terrence Newman. How many touchdowns in the year? 2 touchdowns for Nick Collins. Interesting. All right, so Tony Romo, best quarterback, probably going to be MVP. Marshawn Lynch taking over the NFL. We have Larry Fitz, who yet again is taking over the NFL, and we just looked at defense. MVP is Tony Romo. Peyton Manning came in second. Carson Palmer was also up there. 28th overall offense. Where was our defense? 20th ranked defense. Yeah. I don't remember how good the Raiders were in this area, this time period, but my guess is not that good, because now I'm starting to realize that I don't know if the Raiders are going to be that great of a team to have taken over. But you know what? It's whatever. I'm letting the CPU control it, man. I'm letting the CPU handle the business. We got Chiefs versus Eagles Super Bowl, and let's see who can win this. Anything is possible, baby. Anything is possible. And it's going to be... Wow, the Eagles destroyed them. Okay, so the Eagles get their first Super Bowl win. Donovan McNabb gets the MVP. DT was Rookie of the Year. Carlos Dunlap for us was Defensive Rookie of the Year. See, I know how to draft, okay? I told you, I know what I'm doing sometimes, maybe occasionally. Let's get right to the next draft. Alright, so hear me out, right? Cam Newton is in this draft class. There's a lot of great players in this 2011 draft class, okay? There's a lot of great players. Cam Newton is also in this draft class, though. So, I have an idea. Okay, if he's still available at our pick, we're selecting him, okay? He's not going to be available. He's not available at number 7. Never mind. Never mind. He's not available at number 7. Anyway, so as I was saying, though, you know, I had a crazy idea, and, well, my crazy idea ended up working out, so I'm actually pretty damn happy it worked out in the end there. Yeah, Joe Flacco was a great chance. We really enjoyed his company for as long as we had him for. Lance Kendricks. Well, I thought Lance Kendricks was a linebacker. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know why I thought he was a linebacker, but... Let's go with left guard here. Maybe not. Center would also be another position. Ooh, no. Mr. Jason Kelce. We already know how good he's going to be. Let's go with Jason Kelce right here. Maybe we kind of reach for him, but he's a Hall of Famer, so I don't care. All right. Anyone I actually know still, or I can think of real fast on this list? Marcus Cannon. He was actually pretty damn good for... I believe he played for the Raiders. If I am correct, I believe Marcus Cannon was actually a Raider. Okay, so we need a left guard, and we're doing this for our quarterback, so we're just gonna go left guard. I'll let the CPU get the rest of these. All right, so let's take a look at our draft recap. So we ended up getting this guy, Carter, Raymond, and DJ Smith. Okay, so first pick overall was Von. Not surprising. Kerrigan was pick number 2. Marcel Darius pick number 3. Julio Jones pick number 4. J.J. Watt, Alden Smith, Cam Newton, us. Cam Jordan, A.J. Green, Robert Quinn, Patrick Peterson, Nick Fairley. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's any like crazy one. Jimmy Smith, he went to the Ravens in real life. He went to the Giants. Giants here. Andy Dalton went to the Seahawks. Colin Kaepernick went to the Panthers. Bruce Carter, Kyle Rudolph, Phil Taylor, Cam Haywood. Okay, interesting. Mark Ingram went to the Bears. It's actually not that crazy, to be honest. Now keep in mind there's going to be a lot of great second round picks and third and fourth, fifth round picks. DeMarco Murray went to the Bucks. It's one thing, you look at some of these older drafts, you'll see like a lot of these guys who are later on end up becoming absolute superstars. Torrey Smith went to the Chargers, went to the Ravens in real life. Christian Ponder went to the Bengals. Interesting. I wonder if he's the future. We'll have to wait and see on that one. And also see where Joe Burrow goes one day. Alright, so let's get right into the season, guys. Well, Cam Newton put us from 6-11 to 7-10. And that might be our best thing so far. 13 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Talk about taking quarterback after quarterback after quarterback here. Yeah, so Carlos Dunlap was a great pick. I give myself credit for that pick. And I want this video to be shown that I took Carlos Dunlap. Yes, I also took Cam Newton and Joe Flacco. And, yeah. So, with that being said, look, Frank Gore. Mike Wallace. Okay, so interestingly there. Most sacks was Lance Briggs. The most interceptions was Deshaun Gibson. And yearly awards, Drew Brees won MVP over Tony Romo. So that's an interesting set of events. Let's go ahead and take a look at who gets to the Super Bowl. My theory is it might be the Denver Broncos this year. Now, Denver won the Super Bowl in 2015, so it'll be a couple years before they get to the Super Bowl. Or potentially get to the Super Bowl, at least. And it ends up being Vikings versus Jags. Two teams who have never won a Super Bowl before. The Vikings have been there like 4 times, though. And lost all 4 times. But they've been there 4 times. And they're going to lose yet again, man. I feel bad for the Vikings. Ziggy Hood gets the MVP award. AJ Green was Rookie of the Year for offense. Defensively, Justin Houston, Lance Briggs was Defensive Player of the Year. Marshawn Lynch, Offensive Player of the Year. And Drew Brees, MVP. Alright, guys. We got another draft to do. Alright, so draft time. This is also the Andrew Luck RG3 draft. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, we're not taking a quarterback anyway, but it is a Ryan Tannehill draft as well. But Andrew Luck and RG3 are also off the board, so it's not like we would take them anyway. Was there any great receivers in this draft that are still available? Not really. Alright, so wait, is his hair... His hair is purple. Why is Nick Toon's hair purple? Okay, well, hopefully he gets drafted by the Ravens. Alright, so let's see. Who is the best player available? Morris Claiborne is the best player available by far. Fletcher Cox, he's an absolute menace. He was amazing in the NFL. Nick Perry, okay. Harrison Smith. You got Mitchell Schwartz. A lot of great players here. Now, we do need offensive line still, technically. We do need a left guard. That's one position that we're going to need here. Kevin Zeitler is available. And he actually ends up being really good in the NFL. So, let's work on that offensive line, man. Work on that offensive line and get it as well as possible. Alright, so wide receiver. I'm still amped to work on our receiving core. Alshon Jeffrey was really good for a long time. So I'm going to go Alshon Jeffrey here. That should be good for our offense at least. Now let's look on a little bit on our defense. So Jamel Fleming, was he ever good? I don't remember if he was actually that good. Who else we got here? As we get closer and closer to the real NFL, I'm going to realize and remember a lot of these guys a lot more. Nigel Bradham was actually pretty damn good as well. This might be the CPU takes over type of draft, because my memories of this time period is fading quickly. All right, so we got a draft recap here. Let's take a look at this. So we got Kevin Zeitler in the first round. We got Alshon Jeffrey, Lamar Miller. Okay, so Josh Norman. Interesting. Pretty damn good draft, if you ask me. Bruce Irvin went number 1. Andrew Luck went number 2. Justin Blackmon, RG3. Dontario Poe. Mark Barron. Luke Kuechly. Okay. Melvin Ingram. Chandler Jones. Kevin Zeitler to us. Fletcher Cox. Dante Hightower. Corey Glenn. Micah Brockers. Trent Richardson. Harrison Smith. Stephon Gilmore. Nick Perry. Michael Floyd. Whitney Mercilus. Courtney Upshaw. David DeCastro. Matt Khalil. Morris Claiborne. Kendall Wright. Dougie Martin, Andre Branch. Okay, Russell Wilson went to the Patriots. Interesting. I wonder how that's going to end up going out. Because now I wonder where Tom Brady is. Because I figured Tom would have stayed with the Patriots. But you know what? Maybe Tom has retired. Who knows? He should not have retired, by the way. Not in any way possible. But I'm just trying to see where he actually ended up then. Alright, so anyone else? Lamar Miller going to us was kind of cool. Kirk Cousins went to the Titans. Man, I kind of forget how old Kirk Cousins is sometimes. And now I've just remembered how old he was. But let's do a little bit of a roster update, okay? Because obviously, you know, we haven't looked at the rosters in a bit. So we got the Chicago Bears. Okay, they still got DT, man. We got the Cincinnati Bengals. Steve Smith Sr. is on that team. Wow. All right. I feel like I'm just going to randomly see not Joe Flacco. I meant to say Tom Brady on one of these teams. Do they still have Kurt Warner? They have Chad Henne. Okay. No, at one point they had Kurt Warner. Wait, hold up. Philip Rivers. Okay, he's still on that team. Who's their quarterback? Ryan Mallett. Oh, wow. That's a blast from the past, if you ask me. That's an interesting guy. And then their quarterback, obviously, still is Tony Romo. Randy Moss is a Dolphin. Okay. Peyton Manning is a Dolphin. Julio Jones. Okay, hold up. So they had Peyton Manning, Ronnie Brown, Randy Moss, Julio Jones, and Matt Jones. Okay. Yeah. I know who's going to win a Super Bowl next year. And that's probably that team right there you just saw. CJ2K is a Eagle. Wow. Alex Smith is a Falcon. Well, that's more interesting or just something else. Oh, wait, no. Wait. Who? I thought the Bengals had Steve Smith. They do. So, how is... Oh, wait, there's two Steve Smiths in the NFL. I forgot about this. So, they have the same picture twice, and it's not correct here. But there is two Steve Smiths in the NFL. I remember back when Steve Smith Sr. did play, there was a Steve Smith Jr. as well. Not his son, but I think it's like a different player completely. But there was two guys. There was actually, ironically enough, the Steve Smith that was the other Steve Smith played on the Giants. So it's actually ironic how they ended up on the same exact situation here. Alright, so is Tom Brady still on the Patriots? Or what's going on there? Because is Bill drafted Russell Wilson when he still had Tom Brady. I mean, Brady's 35, don't get me wrong, but wow. In real life, they got Jimmy G to try to replace Brady. In this franchise, it was Russell Wilson who was the guy who just said, all right, time for Brady to be done. Time to replace Brady already. The Rams got Joe Flacco. Okay. That's interesting. Who are the Ravens quarterback? Aaron Rodgers. Wow. And they have Michael Vick. Okay. And they got Willis McGahee. Interesting. I don't know. Andrew Luck is on the Commanders. How ironic is that? The Commanders get Andrew Luck instead of RG3, which is probably who they should have took in the first place. So a little bit change up there. Andy Dalton's a Seahawk. Still a Seahawk, I guess. Big Ben is still the Steelers. He's going to be with the Steelers for a very long time. I also realized Tracy Porter went to the Steelers. Interesting. Let's see what else we got here. Vince Young is still a Titan. Interesting. Ryan Linday. Oh, man. Some of these teams are funny. All right, so let's get right to the playoffs, guys. Hang on. I just don't think I can draft quarterbacks. Because, yeah. Cam Newton, 300 yards, 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. But we didn't go anywhere with our team. What? Alright, whatever. So, guys, other than the Raiders' failures, let's talk about NFL teams. Because today we got 17.5 sacks for Sean Merriman. 5 interceptions for Casey Hayward. I feel like it was a pretty bad season then. Tony Romo was the best quarterback. Derek Anderson, number 2. Philip Rivers, number 3. Drew Brees, number 4. Chad Henne. I'm going to see if anyone crazy different here. RG3 is a buck. Okay, that's interesting. Other than that, though, everyone else, yeah, Jay Cutler is still a Bronco. That's not surprising. That's kind of where it was in real life. You know, everything else, Matt Schaub, Bear, that's kind of weird, but nothing too out of the ordinary. Rushing-wise, Steven Jackson leads the NFL. It's actually very not surprising at all. AJ Green and Mike Wallace and then Larry Fitzgerald are the best receivers. All right, so who won the MVP is Tony Romo. That's not surprising. 23rd offense. What was our defense? 13th. Okay, so we have a good defense. It's just our offense is the problem, which I don't understand why. I mean, we have a pretty good team, man. I don't think we have a 7-10 team. If you look at our team, I don't think we're 7-10. I think we're like a solid, almost playoff team. Kinda. Patriots versus Cardinals. Finally, Tom Brady does it. All right, Tom. You gonna win this game, or you gonna choke this away to the Cardinals? Cardinals trying to get their first ring. And the Cardinals lose by 1 point. Oh, that sucks, man. Tom Brady's MVP, so for them drafting... So they drafted a new quarterback in the first round. And now that first round quarterback... Wow. Alright, Marvin Jones Jr. Wait, so I think it's supposed to be senior. It's not supposed to be junior. It's supposed to be senior. He was the Rookie of the Year on offense. Ontario Poe, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Marion Barber was the Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year was Sean Merriman. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a senior, because I'm pretty sure his name is senior, not junior. Junior is coming out in this upcoming draft. All right, so let's get right to the draft, guys. 1 sec. Draft time it is. And with our 7-10 record, we'll actually pick 13 now. So let's see who is available at this pick 13. Desmond Trufant, okay, Lane Johnson. How do we not have... Okay, DJ Fluker. I think he wasn't a fluke, actually, ironically enough to his name. I think he was actually pretty solid in the NFL, I believe. Kyle Long was a legend. But we don't need right guard, and it looks like our offensive linemen, for the most part, are actually hitting and working out. Is there any, player I cannot miss here? Not really. Not, too crazy, I would say. I think we can get some of these players later who are pretty damn good. Justin Pugh was also really good. I think he was with the Giants, I believe. Alright, so which guy should I go with here? Alright, well, this is A pass block, A run block, and A everything, so I'm just going to go with him because he probably will end up becoming a superstar. Alright, not skip. Let's go to our pick here. Okay, so we've got a right tackle, right? Matt Elam. Oh, yeah, I'm not going with that guy. Keenan Allen's our guy. He is our next receiver. Alright, we're going to get this offense going. Somehow, some way, we're going to get this offense going, guys. Jonathan Banks, not really the guy I want to go with here. Brandon Williams was a pretty damn good player for the Ravens for a very long time. And you could never have too many D tackles, in all honesty. I might go with him. Eddie Lacy. Ooh, Cheeseburger Lacy? How is Cheeseburger Lacy in this draft? I forgot that he was in this draft. Yeah, I kind of like, to be honest, I kind of do like Brandon Williams here. I think he's a solid pick here. And he's a scheme fit as well. Alright, so I don't know how much they're going to love him, but we'll see how it ends up working out. Let me sim the rest of this draft, guys. Alright, so let's see what ended up happening. Draft recap here. We got Keenan Allen, we got Brandon Williams, we got Sam Montgomery, Eric Kush, Deontay Hollowman, we got Patrick, and that's it. Alright, so where'd everybody go? Eric Fisher went pick number 1. Deion Jordan pick number 2. Luke, okay, Ziggy Onslow. Tavon Austin, he went to the Cowboys in real life, and I think he actually went pick 6 or 7. Saul Lutatei, Jonathan Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins to the Rams. Okay. Mingo to the Steelers. Sheldon Richardson to the Texans. Cordero Patterson went to the Saints. D. Milliner went to the Bucks. DJ Fluker to us. Dante Jones. Okay. Eric Reed to the Ravens. Tyler Eifert, Bengals guy, went to the Dolphins. EJ Manuel to the Bears. Desmond Trufant, Broncos. Sharif Floyd went to the Eagles. Monte Teo, fake girlfriend, went to the Giants. Chance Warmack, Xavier Rhodes. Kyle Long, Justin Pugh, Lane Johnson. Alec Overtree. JJ Wilcox. Justin Hunter. Kevin Minter. Zach Ertz. Wow. So the legendary Eagles player went to the Cowboys. Darius Slay Jr. went to the Cardinals. Travis Frederick went to the Patriots. DJ Hayden went to the Packers. Okay. Geno Smith went to the Redskins. Interesting. Le'Veon Bell to the Panthers. Kiko Alonso went to the Jets. Interesting. So, Matt Elam went to the Eagles. I feel bad for the Eagles, man. That guy right there is not a player you want. Travis Kelce. I did not realize Travis Kelce was in that draft. Oh, lordy, I just messed up big time. I should have went with Travis Kelce. Holy crap, I missed out on Travis Kelce. All right, well, it looks like Travis Kelce is about to have himself a day in this league. And let's see how good he can pan out for a quarterback he does go ahead and play with. Let's get right into the season. Well, finally something went right because we went 11-6, and let's go, man. Also, apparently the Redskins now have Andrew Luck and are the best team in the NFL. So, well, I guess the Patriots are, but like, Patriots don't count. How can the Patriots count anymore? Okay, Patriots are so good it doesn't even matter. And Cam Newton's actually working out for us, and apparently our godlike receiving core that we created is also working out for us. It's all working out in the end, man. Oh, okay, let's look at NFL here. See, I'm a long-term solution to head coach, okay? I'm not a short-term solution. I need time to build the team, okay? It's not going to be an overnight process. Something like that. 19 sacks, 5... Ooh, okay, Patrick Robinson apparently was pretty damn good. 9th ranked offense. What were we defensively? 11th ranked defense. Okay. This, in a way, you could say this is like a 12, like a 10. What is this, like 14, 17 year rebuild in a way? That's kind of what this is. Like, I gotta see this real fast because I didn't look it up. I haven't been looking at our schedules. So how is this? So we start off the season kind of mediocre. And then we just went on a winning spree. Week 11 to week 15, we just went win. And that, I guess, propelled us to this situation we're in right now. We're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers and Big Ben Roethlisberger. And we lost by 3 points. Nice. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Us to lose by 3 points. All right. Let's keep it going, boys. Let's keep it going. It is what it is. Steelers-Vikings Super Bowl. Vikings have never won a Super Bowl, so this will be interesting. They lost one in this franchise so far. So this would be their 6th loss if they lose this game. And the Steelers now have 7 Super Bowls, and the Vikings, yet again, lost 6 Super Bowls. Wow, Ben Roethlisberger's MVP. Darius Slay Jr. is Rookie of the Year. DeAndre Hopkins is Rookie of the Year. Tamaha Lee is Defensive Player of the Year. Des Bryant, Offensive Player of the Year. And let's get right into this 2014 NFL Draft. Holy crap. Alright, so now with us being a playoff team, we're going to have a late pick. Yup, pick 24. That's what I kind of figured we would do. Especially with us now having the squad we need. Alright, so it looks like we need cornerback, and we got Justin Gilbert available. Darquise Dennard, Bradley Roby. Okay. Bradley Roby was actually part of that insane no-fly zone defense in 2015. Clinton Deasy? Bro, Clinton Deasy's available. Alright, I gotta go cornerback, to be honest. I think that's kind of the move here. And I'm gonna go with our boy Darquise Dennard. Dennard. Martavius Bryant. Oh, that's part of that Steelers squad. It looks like I really need corner, like, badly. And I might have to double up on corner here. Ooh, Baptiste is available? Oh. Jaden Watkins, Bouchard, Breland. Wow, there's a lot of good players available here. EJ Gaines, I meant to say. Yeah, I'm probably going to go at the very top of the list here. And I'm not going with Dexter here. I'm probably going... Oh, Stanley, I don't know. He wasn't that great in the NFL. Like, none of these corners were that great in the NFL, but... I feel like if I need secondary, though, that's going to definitely be a huge problem here. And it looks like I don't really need free safety or strong safety. I really need just one position, which is corner. According to this, left us a linebacker also. But it looks like there are some options later on. Okay, so I might have to bite the bullet here and take a corner and hope he works out in the end here. Philip Gaines might have to be the guy here. Alright, so I'm probably going to let the rest of this sim out itself. Alright, so let's take a look at how this draft went. So we got ourselves Terrence Brooks, Trey Boston. Okay, we got a left tackle in the end. Nice, not bad. First pick overall was Blake Bortles. Oh, that is nasty. That is disgusting. Clowney was number 2. Real life, Clowney was actually number 1. Khalil Mack, Greg Robinson, OBJ, Sammy Watkins, Mike Evans, Aaron Donald, Eric Ebron, Taylor Lewan. Actually, Eric Ebron, ironically enough, went to Lions at pick 11. So, it's kind of funny. Brandon Cooks, Ryan Shazier, D. Ford, Zach Martin. CJ Mosley went to the Ravens in real life, goes to the Bengals in this franchise. Anthony Barr goes to the Jets. Okay, that's a interesting set of events. Bradley Roby went 1 pick after me. And he was technically the better cornerback and better pick. So I should have went with Bradley Roby, most likely. Jerick McKinnon, okay. Hal Clinton DZ goes to the Steelers. He went to Packers in real life. Teddy Bridgewater goes to the Seahawks. Went to the Vikings in real life. Derek Carr, obviously Raiders, but went to the Falcons in this franchise. Jimmy G to the Bucks. Okay, I guess that's where Tom ended up. Johnny Manziel, 49ers. Jordan Matthews to the Bengals. Okay. Martavius Bryant to the Cowboys. Allen Robinson to the Brownies. Spencer Long to the Redskins. Billy Turner, who ended up, is the guy we... Oh, no, that was Billy Price, never mind. Gonna say the Bengals, but that was Billy Price. And Bashard Breeland to the Bengals. Interesting. All right, so let's get right into the season, guys. 8-9 just breaks my heart, man. 8-9 again, really. I feel like we came so far from being an 8-9 team, and now we're just back to 8-9 yet again. It is what it is, man. All right, let's look at stats. Cam, what happened? Did someone break your heart, man? You broke my heart, Cam. 9 sacks for him. All right, so let's look at who won MVP and how everyone else is happy without us. Tony Romo again. Why is Tony Romo doing it every single year? Marshawn Lynch, nice. Percy Harvin, I forgot about him. Yeah, no, it's just Von Miller. Yeah, rookie of the year, I think he was when he was drafted 3 years ago. It is so weird to say that he was drafted 3 years ago. Phillip Rivers was MVP, and Andrew Luck was number 2. Interesting. 30th overall ranked offense, and defensively, what were we? 26. For some reason, our team just sucked this year. Our team just absolutely sucked, and I have no idea why. But let's see who gets the Super Bowl at least. Maybe the Super Bowl can bring up my feelings / emotions. And I could be like, oh, that's a cool Super Bowl. And it's Jags Cardinals. Wow, that's a... See, I don't consider this a, wow, this is a cool Super Bowl. I consider this as, wow, this is a weird Super Bowl. And I don't even know who's going to win this Super Bowl. It's the Jags. You know, be honest with you, I really did not know how that was going to go. Anyway, though, Tyson Jackson, right end, was the Cardinals, MVP. Wait, I thought the Jags won. Okay, the Cardinals won. Okay, I thought the Jags won for some reason. Phillip Rivers was MVP. Andrew Luck was Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year was Sean Merriman. Mike Evans was Rookie of the Year, and Anthony Barr was Defensive Rookie of the Year. Interesting. All right, so, as always, right into the draft season. Oh, yeah, this was the great quarterback year. I forgot about this. This was the Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota year. All these quarterbacks from this year sucked. Usually, it's like some quarterbacks actually are good, but there is a lot of these just absolutely sucked. Marcus Peters was pretty damn good. All right, let's just get right to this draft, guys. Hang on. Draft time. Let's get it. So we went 8 and 9, so we'll pick 14. We're the middle of the pack team, which I hate being. Trey Waynes, he went to the Giants. He in real life went to what team did he go? He went to the Vikings in real life. Why is Marcus Mariota still on the board? Okay, I'm not sure why Marcus Mariota is still on the board. I'm going Marcus Peters, who was an absolute freaking superstar for the Chiefs for a while. But not sure why Marcus Mariota did not get selected within the top, 13 picks. That's a very interesting situation here. Eric Kendricks, the Vikings superstar, Charger superstar for the longest time. He's actually in the Chargers right now, but he was a Vikings superstar for a while. Tracy Walker. Ooh. Alright, we really do need a left out. We need another middle linebacker. We actually do need two. But none of these middle linebackers speak to me. Jake Ryan. I feel like he was a Giant at one point. That might have been someone else, Ryan. Quan Alexander, superstar. We'll take him. He should be an absolute gem. And I'll let the CPU do their thing for the rest of these. Alright, so let's take a look at our draft recap. We ended up getting Jarvis Harrison, Bryce Petty, Bashai Perryman. Oh, he's a bust. He was the Ravens' first-round draft bust from that year. I remember that. Amari Cooper was the first pick overall. Dante Fowler Jr., Kevin White, Jameis Winston, Leonard Williams, Brandon Sheriff, Todd Gurley. Did not last long in the NFL. Really great running back, though. Where was he from? Georgia, yeah. Danny Shelton, Devontae Parker, Nelson Aguilar, Philip Dorsett, Vic Beasley Jr., Trey Waynes, Bud Dupree, Eric Armstead, Shane Ray, Marcus Mariota finally goes to the 49ers. Then we have Landon Collins, Brian Jones, Melvin Ingram, Shaq Thompson, DJ Humphries, Stephen Anthony, Malcolm Brown. Okay, Pete, we have Steven Nelson. Eric Flowers. That just looks wrong. Ronald Darby. Mitch Morris. Preston Smith. Tart. Anyone else too crazy, insane? Randy Gregory. Wow, okay. He went to the Broncos. Cowboys in real life. Cowboys or Broncos? One of those two teams. Ali Marpet. We have Eric Kendricks, obviously to us. Denzel Perryman. And so on and so on. So let's get right into the season, guys. We are a playoff team yet again. Excuse me. 12-5 playoff team, I would say. And the Patriots are still 11-6. Man, they're never going to miss the playoffs. Unless Brady leaves them, which, that would never happen. They're never going to stop being a playoff team. That's going to be a playoff team for life. Especially because the fact they do have Russell Wilson in the back end there, in case they do need him. So, yeah, our season, it was kind of ups and downs, man. It wasn't like it was the greatest season of all time, but it wasn't the worst season at all either. Cam Newton, 26 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, so he had a fantastic year. He is a franchise quarterback for a reason, and he's going to be on our team for a long time, so we're going to have to get that figured out. Cliff Averill, amazing. All right, sack. 20.5 sacks, okay. Interceptions, 5 interceptions for the most for the year. RG3 was the best quarterback of the year. Wow. This is how you know it's Madden. MJD, best running back. That's not surprising. Larry Fitzgerald, best wide receiver. Okay. And who won MVP? And I'm going to guess it's RG3. We're the 8th ranked offense. What were we defensively? 7th. Okay, so our team figured it out. RG3 was MVP, by the way. All right, come on. Let's go win a Super Bowl, Raiders. Let's get a Super Bowl here. We play the 9-8 Jets. And you lose the 9-8 Jets. How do you lose the 9-8 Jets? I don't care that Rex Ryan's their coach. I mean, it's not even Rex Ryan because that wasn't until like what 2013, 2014. I feel like that Rex Ryan was their coach. Maybe not. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Jags Panthers, and are the Jags gonna lose another Super Bowl? Was the question. And survey says they did. Jags lost another Super Bowl. So Julius Peppers MVP. Shout out to the fact that the quarterback has not been the MVP for a lot of these Super Bowls. Marcus Mariota was Rookie of the Year, even though he was drafted so freaking late. Leonard Williams, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Sean Merriman, again, Defensive Player of the Year. Larry Fitzgerald, Offensive Player of the Year. And let's get right into this next draft, guys. All right, let's get right into it, boys. So we have 24th overall pick because we did good, but we lost in the wild card yet again. Offensively, I don't think we need to work on. I think defensively is the position we need to work on. We got Reggie Ragland, okay. Well, we need middle linebacker, but none of those guys are good. Deion Jones, though, is an absolute freaking superstar in the NFL, so we'll take him. Get him added to the squad. Get him going. All right, not bad. Left us a linebacker option right there. Now what do we need? We need a middle linebacker still. And now I could take Nick Vigil. He was actually pretty damn good for a little bit of time. So I'll take him. We'll see how he blossoms for our team in the NFL here. Who is our next pick here? So we got, the Steelers right guard. I forgot how old he was. Wow, he's old. I mean, I guess not that old. It is 2016. I mean, it's only 8 years in the league. Blake Martinez. Was he the Giants guy for the longest time? I believe he was a Giants middle linebacker for the longest time. All right, so I'm going to send the rest of this, guys, and we'll see how this turns out. All right, let's see how this draft ended up going out. So we personally took Derek Watt, JJ and TJ's brother, okay, DeAndre Washington, and George Fant. Interesting. Ezekiel Elliott was the first overall pick. Then Carson Wentz, Leonard Floyd, Laramie Tunsil, Jared Goff, Josh Doxson. The Browns got Jalen Ramsey, Coy Coleman, DeForest Buckner, Joey Bosa, Vernon Hargraves, Eli Apple, Sheldon Rankins, Taylor Decker, Darren Lee, Will Fuller V, William Jackson III, Jalen Smith, he went to Cowboys in real life. Shaq Lawson, Hunter Henry, Kevin Dodd, Miles Jack, Jermaine Ifedi, Deion Jones, us, Ryan Kelly, Xavier Howard, Carl Joseph, Ronnie Stanley, Laquan Treadwell, okay, went to the Vikings in real life, Reggie Ragland, Nick Martin, Emmanuel Agba, Jack Conklin, Derrick Henry. Wow. And he also went to Alabama. I don't know why it says NA. He went to Alabama. Kenny Clark. Okay, Vernon Butler. Sterling Shepard. Michael Thomas. Paxton Lynch. Yeah, no, this is a really interesting draft class, I'll say. Sean Davis. Von Bell. Wow, okay. Well, I mean, kind of sucks seeing him again because, he was on the Saints and then he left the Saints. He came to Bengals and now he's on the Panthers. So we don't have him. All right, let's get right into the season, guys. 1 second. So we went 9-8, but somehow, some way, still made the playoffs. So I guess that's a W in the end here. But yeah, so let's just see how this ends up going, the rest of this. But 3-14 Vikings, interesting. All right, so Cam, I give you your props because you got us to the playoffs again. 23 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. LaShawn McCoy, 11 touchdowns on the year, so he's still becoming a superstar for us, which you'd love to frickin' see. Defensively, where is our issues? Wow, Cliff Averill and Carlos Dunlap. That was my pick right there, Carlos Dunlap. I'd like to just say that right now. I picked that man, and he's an absolute menace. J.J. Watt is also a menace, apparently. Rashad Jones, great. right there. Passing-wise, Chad Henne had the most. Derek Anderson. Oh, it looks like Tony Romo kind of fell off. Don't really blame him. He is now 13 years in the league. So he kind of fell off a little bit. Or just competition got a little bit better, you know? Which happens. Definitely does happen. All right, so who won MVP then? Chad Henne. Guys, second time Andrew Luck came up short. And as they say, anything is possible. 16th ranked offense. And defensively, we were 4th. So we're getting it done on defense. It's just offense. All right, Jaguars wildcard round. And Cam Newton lost another playoff game for us. He has gotten us to the playoffs now, what, 3 or 4 times? And every single time, we lose with him. He just can't get past the playoffs. I mean, through the playoffs. He can get there, but he can't get past it. All right, Commanders versus Titans Super Bowl. This is interesting. And the Titans win. Okay. Titans get a dub. Second time Super Bowl champ. All right. Or second time AFC champ, I'm going to say. Vince Young won MVP. Joey Bosa was Rookie of the Year. Sterling Shepard, Rookie of the Year. Clay Matthews, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Offense was Andrew Luck. And obviously, anything is possible was MVP. So let's go ahead and get into our 2017 draft, guys. Let's get it. All right, so let's get right into this draft, guys. So this is the Myles Garrett draft. And obviously, he's not going to be available when we pick here. So we're not really going to have that luxury. It looks like we need a left end, ironically enough. So it would be nice if we got him. But Marlon Humphrey is available, and Humphrey is an absolute superstar in the NFL. Trubisky is still available, ironically enough. Mike Williams, Marshawn Lattimore. Wow, this was a good draft. I forgot. Ooh. See, we don't need corner, but there is so many good corners available. Taco Charlton was a bust. He wasn't really that good in the NFL in the end. Marcus Williams was amazing. Okay, hold up. So, let me see. What left ends are available? Derek Barnett. He was actually pretty okay. He was good. Ooh, okay. See, now I'm torn because the best player is Marlon Humphrey. Derek Barnett is a position we need, but the best player is Marshawn Lattimore or Marlon Humphrey. I gotta go with the Alabama cornerback here. And I got to go with Marlon Humphrey. It's not a position we need, but come on, man. You don't miss out on that pick. And, ooh, Cheeto just went right before us, actually. Yeah, you don't miss out on that pick. I can't. I can't miss out on that pick. DeMarcus Walker, I believe he was good. I believe he was actually pretty good in the NFL, but I think this guy might have been better. Maybe not. I don't know. Feel like I might have been wrong there, but who knows? All right. Juju Smith-Schuster? No, I'm good. TikTok wasn't around in 2017, so I don't think that TikTok was going to be a thing there. Trey Hendrickson, though, I love how the Bengals are the #1 spot for him. Like, bro, yes, I know. He went to the Saints, actually. He was with the Saints for the longest time, and then he went to the Bengals. So, he actually started with the Saints. See, now I'm like, do I take... Because the wide receivers available right now these are great receivers available. All right, you know what? We're just going best player. Best player I know of. Chris Godwin is freaking amazing. I love how some of these guys are like projected to go to the said teams that they went to. I just love how that like little factor, and that's just Madden like putting players to like where they should go. And it's just funny how it ends up being like that. Rasul Douglas was pretty damn good too. I'm taking way too many corners and safeties. Sure, we'll take Adams. See how it is. I'll sim the rest of this, guys. Hang on. Alright, so let's see how this ended up going out. So, Marlon Humphrey, obviously, #1. We have Chris Godwin, Martavis Montravius Adams. We took a tight end. We took a left guard. All right, so first pick was Corey Davis. Wow. Over Myles Garrett. Talk about the Vikings making the biggest mistake of their whole entire franchise. Solomon Thomas goes to the Eagles. Hassan Reddick goes to the Bears. John Ross goes to the Patriots, not the Bengals this time. Jamal Adams to the Dolphins. Gerard Davis to the Bills. Christian McCaffrey this time goes to the 49ers. Obviously, real life went to the Panthers. 49ers somehow got a good sniffer on that one. Jabril Peppers goes to the Saints. O.J. Howard to the Chargers. Garrett Bowles to the Texans. Tre'Davious White goes to the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes goes to the Broncos. Wow. Mahomes goes to the Broncos. T.J. Watt goes to the Seahawks. Evan Ingram goes to the Ravens. Reuben Foster goes to the Browns. Cam Robinson to the Cardinals. Obviously got Humphrey. Marshawn Lattimore went one pick after us. Deshaun Watson goes to the Bengals. I hate that so much. Oh, my lordy. Alright, I hate that pick so freaking much for the Bengals. David Njoku goes to the Panthers. Dalvin Cook goes to the Cowboys. Forrest Lamp goes to the Steelers. Leonard Fournette goes to the Lions. Derek Barnett goes to the Rams. Mike Williams goes to the Commanders. Joe Mixon, the Bengals running back, goes to the Titans. Okay. Malik Hooker to the Vikings. I think he went to the Cowboys in real life. No, the Colts, I believe. Trubisky goes to the Bills. Anyone else we got here? Deion Dawkins goes to the Seahawks. Cheeto obviously went to the Cardinals. Tyus Bowser, Ravens guy, went to the Panthers. Marcus Williams, Ravens free safety, but started with the Saints. Went to the Bengals. He was actually the guy who messed up, if you guys remember the Minneapolis Miracle. Remember that play? He's the one who messed it up. He overshot the play, and he ended up losing, well, ended up giving up the play because of that. All right, so let's go ahead, guys, and get right into the season and see how good this can go. Well, Patrick Mahomes is now in the league, so now Madden just sucks. I don't know. But, I forget. Broncos took Patrick Mahomes, right? And the Broncos missed the playoffs in the first year, it looks like. They went 7-10. So I guess, how did the Saints go 0-17? Let's do a roster checkup, guys, okay? Let's do a roster checkup. We haven't done one of these in a while. So let's do a roster checkup to see where everyone is. Chandler Jones, okay. I'm actually going to do that. When I do this, I want to go to Blaine Gabbert. So Blaine Gabbert, Mark Ingram, DT. I'm just going to kind of go through these fast, though, because I don't want to spend too much time on this, but let's see if anyone crazy on this team. Ronald Darby, okay. Cam Chancellor went to the Bears. Interesting. All right, so the Bengals got Deshaun Watson. They got Melvin Ingram. They got Corey Coleman, Matthew Slater, and Adam Thielen. Kyle Rudolph. Okay. We got Ziggy Ansah, Adrian Claiborne, Dan Williams, Melvin Ingram, C.J. Mosley, Zach Brown, Leon Hall, T.J. McDonald, Keanu Neal. Okay. Not the worst thing in the world. For the Bills, their quarterback is Alex Smith. Broncos obviously now have Patty Mahomes at quarterback. And he's already an 82. That's fantastic. It looks like the Brownies still are rocking with Derek Anderson. Older Derek Anderson. RG3's on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cardinals are rocking with Chad Henne. Anything is possible is still on the Cardinals. Wow. And it looks like for this team, they have Jimmy G. So Chargers doing something with Jimmy G apparently. Jameis Winston, still the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, who actually got to the playoffs in this franchise. The Colts are rocking with Jamarcus Russell. That's their starting quarterback, the guy that we got rid of all those years ago. Okay. I got rid of him, and apparently that's their quarterback. I guess that's a thing of beauty, I would say. Vince Young is a Cowboy. So I guess Tony Romo retired, and instead of Dak Prescott, it ended up being Vince Young taking over Tony Romo there. Ben Roethlisberger and Jared Goff, all Miami Dolphins. Wow. Nick Foles is a starting quarterback for the Eagles. That is ironically very accurate to what. And Blake Bortles is the backup. OBJ is a Falcon. And Derek Carr is their quarterback. Eric Berry's a 49er. Okay. And their quarterback is Marcus Mariota. Aaron Donald's a New York Giant. That is interesting. And Jay Cutler is their quarterback. Smoke 'em Jay Cutler. Wow. Jacksonville is going with Sam Bradford at quarterback. The Jets got J.J. Watt. And now his brother's in the league, too. Matt Ryan's their quarterback. The Lions are rocking Joe Flacco. So I got rid of Joe, and now the Lions are rocking him. Joe has had a weird career in this franchise. Carson Wentz is a Packer. Wow. Colin Kaepernick's still a Panther, so he's still rocking it there. Still an 86 overall. He's not bad. He's doing pretty good for himself. Patriots, their quarterback is Russell Wilson now. So it looks like Tom did retire, which, to be honest, in real life, he probably should have, but, you know, it's obviously Tom Brady's not going to retire. In real life, he's not going to retire, but in Madden, I guess, at like, 37, 38, they were like, it's over. Ryan Mallett, Cody Kessler, Matt Flynn, and Connor Holiday. Okay. Kirko Cousins is a Raven. Man, this is different. I don't know what to expect. Andrew Luck is a Redskin, of course. The Saints, who went 0-17, their quarterback is Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer led an 0-17 squad. Carson, what are you doing in your life, man? Clearly trying to lead to a team 0-17. Seahawks have Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. The Steelers have, let's see who their quarterback ends up being. They got rid of Big Ben. So their quarterback is Ryan Tannehill. So Tannehill. The Texans quarterback, I believe, if I'm correct here, is Matthew Stafford. 97 overall. Holy crap, he turned out well. Phillip Rivers now is a Tennessee Titans quarterback and his 35-year-old self. And then the Vikings are rocking with a pretty solid roster, and they are rocking Tony Romo. I thought Tony Romo retired. No, he went to the Vikings. All right, so Tony Romo apparently is not giving up yet. Let's look at stats, though. Cam Newton, 21 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's actually not that bad, to be honest. Like, he doesn't really have that bad of seasons for us. He just doesn't work out, I guess. Trey Hendrickson was a great pick, by the way, for me. 9.5 sacks. You know, I'm just really good at picking pass rushers, apparently. 18 sacks for JPP. Robert Quinn got 17. Okay. Interception was William Jackson the third. The best quarterback was Anything's Possible. All these quarterbacks, though, did pretty decent. Mark Ingram, best running back. Le'Veon Bell, number 2, actually. Who's on the Panthers now. Interesting. Antonio Brown, Packers receiver, was the best in the league. Okay. And then I got to check that real fast because I kind of forget now. Carson Wentz is his quarterback. MVP is RG3. 14th ranked offense. Defensively, we were, survey says, 19th. Okay, so that was not the greatest year. All right, so we missed the playoffs, like I said before, at 6-11. So at least we're going to have a high overall draft pick, and it is the 2018 NFL draft, and this is the Lamar Jackson draft. So, yeah, this is Lamarkable draft time. We have Bears versus Chiefs. Let's see how this ends up going now. Bears, Chiefs, and it ends up being a Bears win. Okay. Bears get the W with Mark Ingram as MVP. Reuben Foster is Rookie of the Year. Deshaun Watson's Rookie of the Year. JPP is Defensive Player of the Year. And Offensive Player of the Year is Des Bryant. And yeah, so let's just get right into this, guys. Let's get into the next draft. All right, let's get it, boys. Draft time. And we have the 6th overall pick. All right, so who's on the board? Denzel Ward. Okay. Ooh, it looks like we need safeties. Josh Allen's on the board. Lamar Jackson's on the board. Sam Darnold's on the board. I gotta go with Sam Darnold here. No, on a real note, though, I want to replace Cam Newton. I think it's time to find his successor, and I'm going to go Lamarkable. I'm going Lamar Jackson here as the starting quarterback for the Raiders moving forward. Let's go ahead and go with... let me think. We do need a tight end, but we also really need free safety, it says. And Jesse Bates, best player available, and I think that's a very great player for the Las Vegas Raiders. But this time, they're actually the Oakland Raiders. They're not currently Las Vegas. Actually, I don't know. When did they go to Las Vegas? I feel like they went eventually, like very quick after this. Ronnie Harrison. I don't remember if he ends up being good or not. So I can't really speak on that player or not. But let's see what else we got options-wise. Sam Hubbard. Man, I think I have like really... I think my defensive line now is like studded out. I'm going to go with Sam Hubbard, I think. Because he is the best player available. And we'll see how that works out for us. Let's go ahead and go with... Who's our next pick? Ooh. This might be a... Yep, this is definitely going to be a... The draft is now going to be sim for the rest of this draft. Alright, so let's take a look at what this draft ended up looking like. So, they also gave us Trenton Cannon and Avery and then Jordan Melita. Baker Mayfield was the first pick overall. Saquon Barkley, number 2. Bradley Chubb, number 3. Roquan Smith, number 4. Quentin Nelson, number 5. Lamar was us. Number 6. Well, number 7 was Sam Darnold. So after Lamar, Sam Darnold went. Vita Vea went. Calvin Ridley. Rashawn Evans. Marcus Davenport. Devon Payne. DJ Moore. Mika Fitzpatrick. Derwin James. So Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, both went before, and Josh Rosen now, all went before Josh Allen. Josh Allen goes to the Eagles. Wow. Hayden Hurst went. Frank Rigro, Billy Price, he was the guy that the Bengals traded. Nick Chubb, first round pick. That's not surprising at all. James Daniels, Denzel Ward, Mike Gesicki, Rojo, Mike McGlinchey, Will Hernandez, Connor Williams, Braden Smith, Terrell Edmonds, Jesse Bates, obviously to us, Dallas Goedert. Anyone else crazy? Wait, Mason Rudolph went to the Bucks. Interesting. All right, guys, so let's get right into this season. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trade away Cam Newton. So, 1 second. All right, so we just traded away Cam Newton for 3 firsts and 3 seconds. So, yeah, we got some extra picks of upcoming drafts, guys. All right, 10-7. Lamar Jackson apparently is the future now. Well, I mean, he has to be the future at this point because we kind of just traded away Cam Newton. But you know what? We have, like, enough picks for the future now that I feel, like, pretty damn confident, okay? I'll say it like that. And I also want to see real fast. Let me go to schedule, team schedule. How did he start the season off? Okay, so he won 1, lost 1, then went 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He went 7-1. Before then, he kind of went ups and downs, peaks and valleys. Okay, so he was like 7-1 at one point, and then it kind of just went ups and downs. Lamar, 23 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He also had 434 yards on the ground. Okay. Wonder if real life he has an MVP year next year. Potentially, I guess. Let's see who the best quarterback was, though. He might have won Rookie of the Year. Cam Newton was the best quarterback. He left us, and he became the best quarterback of the year. Todd Gurley, best running back. Antonio Brown, still the best wide receiver. Oh, man. Myles Garrett was the most sacks for the year. And Cam Newton was third in MVP race. So he wasn't the MVP, though. So I don't want to hear it. 28th ranked offense. Defensively, what were we? The 4th ranked defense. I will say though, Cam's best year was 2015, which obviously is past us right now. Okay, Lamar Jackson, he lost to the Chargers. I believe I am correct. Didn't he lose to the Chargers in his first playoff game ever? They got destroyed by the Chargers. So that's kind of ironic enough. 0-1 now. And you know what? To the credit, how good did the Chargers do? He actually won them a playoff game. He won them 2 playoff games, Cam Newton did. And then lost in the championship to the Bengals. I hate Cam Newton so much right now. I hate Cam Newton so much right now because, like, bro, you couldn't do that for us? You couldn't do that for us, bro? And the Bengals lost the Super Bowl again to the Falcons. Okay. Falcons get their first Super Bowl win. Bradley Chubb is the Rookie of the Year. Lamar Jackson was Offensive Rookie of the Year. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year. Antonio Brown, Offensive Player of the Year. So let's get into the 2019 NFL Draft class, guys. Hang on. All right, so this is the Kyler Murray draft, interestingly enough. All right, and we are pick 21. Sean Murphy Bunting just went before us. Okay. Jonah Williams. No. Ironically enough, I'm not amped to get Jonah Williams. Oh, there's a lot of good players in this draft. I just remembered that. Josh Jacobs would be an amazing piece to have on this offense. You know what? I think Josh Jacobs is the guy. And he also was a Raider in real life. So, well, he currently is a Raider, but he's probably going to leave the Raiders after this year. But anyway, though, perfect pick right there. Dwayne Haskins, R.I.P. Okay, so I do need middle linebackers still, because I haven't figured that out. Jermaine Pratt. My boy right there. Let's go, Pratt. Come on home, my man. Let's go. Stay here with our greatness here. Next draft is the Joe Burrow draft. I was thinking about not taking a quarterback and keeping Cam for another year and then going Joe. But I should have done that, to be honest. Now that I look back at it, I really should have done that, because that would have been the smartest idea possible. I don't know why I didn't do that. I'll be honest with you. It might be the fact I've been recording this for like 6 straight hours now. Even though like all these clips I have in here are short, this takes like 6-7 hours to do, guys. And set up took forever. Alright, so let's see. Draymond Jones is actually pretty good for the Seahawks and for the Broncos. Is there any other middle linebackers I would like? Ooh, Drew Tranquil is actually pretty damn good too. He actually ended up being pretty damn good. All right, I'm gonna sim the rest of this, guys. 1 sec. All right, let's get it, boys. Draft recap. We ended up taking Julian Love, the Seahawks guy. Easton Stick. Funny. Michael Jackson Sr. and Winfrey. Okay. So, first pick overall was Kyler Murray to the Rams. Ironically enough, he went to the Cardinals in real life. Nick Bosa is a Raven instead of a 49er. Quentin Williams instead of a Jet goes to the Steelers. Ed Oliver, Devin White, Devin Bush. Dexter Lawrence, TJ Hawkinsock goes to the Colts. Josh Allen, pass rusher-wise, goes to the Saints. Daniel Jones goes to the Titans. Brian Burns instead of the Panthers goes to the Lions. Marquise Brown instead of the Ravens goes to the Packers. Rashawn Gary, Montez Sweat, Jeffrey Simmons Jr., Brian Murphy, Donnell Savage, Kristen Wilkins, Sean Murphy Bunting, Josh Jacobs, Jerry Tillery, Garrett Bradbury, Deebo Samuel, Jonah Williams, Andre Dillard, N'Keal Harry, Jermaine Pratt, obviously us, Jonathan Abraham, Chris Lindstrom, Irv Smith goes to the Falcons and the Vikings. And I'm just going to kind of go through the rest of these like this. Let's go ahead, though. Metcalf. Ooh, Metcalf went to the Texans. Interesting. All right, so let's get right into the season, guys, and see how good Lamar Jackson can do for us. All right, we went 11-6 and made the playoffs yet again. The Broncos this time under Patrick Mahomes did make the playoffs 10-7. So they are now a playoff team, and with being in our same division, this is going to be interesting to see how this turns out for us. Nonetheless, though, stat-wise, Lamar Jackson, 17 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,600 yards. Pretty damn good year, as always. Usually Lamar does in Madden have great years. 11.5 sacks here. Interception-wise, 5 interceptions. Passing, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the league. The best quarterback in the league was Derek Anderson, then Derek Carr. Carson Wentz, Andy Dalton, Cam Newton, Robert Griffin III, Marcus Mariota. We have Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, Melvin Ingram, and Ja'Nari Bernard. Chris Conley and Antonio Brown still at the top of the list here. Very interestingly indeed. Sack leaders with 18.5 sacks for Jadeveon Clowney and Gerard Davis. MVP of this year was, in fact, Andrew Luck, so he finally got it. Lamar Jackson did not even come on the list there at all, interestingly enough. All right, so let's see how this playoff schedule goes, or playoff record goes. All right, so first playoff game, and we win. Okay, now we're in the divisional. Lamar Jackson, you finally won a playoff game. But the Chargers are your biggest enemy. That's your kryptonite. That's where Cam Newton also went. And he beat Cam Newton. Lamar beat Cam Newton and the Chargers. Holy crap. Championship. And he loses in the championship to the Broncos. And he loses to Patrick Mahomes and the Broncos. And now the Broncos with Patrick Mahomes are now a Super Bowl team. And they're going to a Super Bowl. And what's going to happen? Come on, Packers. The Packers beat Mahomes in his first Super Bowl. All right, well, at least Carson Wentz beat Patrick Mahomes. I guess that's the one positive note in all this. Let's go ahead and keep continuing, guys. 1 sec. All right, so let's see how this ends up turning out. We have the 27th overall pick and the 29th overall pick. I don't know where Joe went, but Joe obviously is not going to be on our team, sadly. But we are going Jay Jettis here in the first round for obvious reasons. Guy's freaking amazing. We have an extra pick like in every round now. Ooh. Man, I don't... What's our receiving core look like? Because I feel like I've taken a lot of great receivers. I got to look at a receiving core because I feel like I've taken so many receivers at this point. Chris Godwin. Man, we're going to have Jay Jettis after that. Do we go T. Higgins here? I feel like we go T. Higgins here. No, we can't. We can't go T. We're going to have to let T go somewhere else. But I feel like we should, but we can't. Okay. I'm just going to not go T. Higgins. That's painful to do. As a Bengals fan, that's very painful not to go Joe Burrow or T. Higgins. Trust me, I had ideas of trading away Lamar and going Joe Burrow, but I'm trying to do this a correct rebuild here. Grant Delpit, he actually ends up being really, really good. Let me see what else we got here. Trayvon Diggs is a superstar in the end. What position do we technically... We need a right guard. Right guard is what we need, but Robert Hunt... I feel like he ends up being... No, he does not. He's a bust. He's a bust. I almost took him right there. That was a big mistake right there. See, I feel like T. Higgins is like the best player available. And like, you know, I like the idea. I'll go with Grant Delpit. Do I need Grant Delpit? I don't need Grant Delpit. Like, I need strong safety though. And we could just always put him over there. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Grant Delpit. It's like, it seems like sacrilegious to not go with T. Higgins there. Like, how can I, in good faith, just do what I just did? Right guard, Jonah Jackson, Tyree Phillips. I feel like Tyree Phillips actually was... No, maybe not. Wow. The right guards in this draft freaking suck. And that's kind of annoying because we need a right guard. Left guard, this is actually a Ravens left guard here, John Simpson. That is not the Ravens guy, actually. I just realized. I'm going to sim the rest of this and let the CPU take over. All right, so let's get it, boys. We have Jay Jettis, Grant Delpit, Austin Jackson. Okay. We actually had a pretty dang good draft. And we got Donovan Peoples-Jones. Okay. Chase Young was the first overall pick. Jeff Okudah, second overall pick. Derek Brown. Joe Burrow wins the Lions. This didn't go somewhat I would, hate. Seahawks got Tua. Let's see. Anyone else? Justin Herbert went to the Colts. Okay. Jedrick Willis Jr. Kenneth Murray went to the Rams. Henry Ruggs, wow, went to the Commanders. Patrick Queen went to the Panthers. Jerry Jeudy went to the Cowboys. Jordan Brooks went to the Bengals. Damian Jr. went to the Jags. Isaiah Wilson. CeeDee Lamb went to the Giants. That's ironic. Jordan Love went to the Cardinals. Clyde Edwards-Helaire went to the Falcons. Jay Jettis obviously went to us. DeAndre Hopkins goes to the Dolphins. Xavier McKinney, and I'm just going to kind of let the rest of these go down as we go down here. So, guys, let's go ahead and get right into this season, though, and see how good the season can go. 1 second. All right, so this is going to be all last year in this franchise. Main reason why is because I don't have a 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024 draft. Sadly, there is none of them on the Madden share for PC. So this will be all last year, which is still, I think it's fine. We've done, 14 years, which I think Madden franchise only goes up to 15, I believe. So it might go up a little bit more than that. But we did miss the playoffs with Lamar Jackson. We weren't as successful as we thought we were going to be. He had a pretty good year, with that being said. 1,300 yards for Josh Jacobs, our receiving core. Jay Jettis had 0 yards. I don't know why they didn't start him at all. I have no idea why. I guess our receiving core was that star-studded that even Jay Jettis didn't make the cut for getting as many yards as he should have. I mean, he's getting any receptions, seems like. But let's just look at the best players here. Todd Gurley, Zeke Elliott, Melvin Gordon. Josh Jacobs up there, so as I said before. I got Ty Montgomery's up there. Holy crap. I forgot about Ty Montgomery. He was with the Ravens. He was with the Jets. He was with a lot of different teams. Yearly awards, RG3 won it. Lamar did not even make the list. That sucks. All right, so let's see. Can't believe we went 6-11. That's just trash. And, of course, Cam Newton's taking the Chargers to the playoffs 13-4. All right, who's in the Super Bowl? Do not tell me it's Cam Newton. Do not tell me it's Cam Newton. All right, it's Bengals versus Bucks. So Deshaun Watson took them to the playoffs. And this ends up being, survey says, Bengals win. All right, so guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. Crazy, crazy, crazy time period, but our final rosters to end off this video. I'm going to take a look at our final rosters here. So let's start off with the Bears. Starting off with the Bears, Chandler Jones, who right now is like mentally crazy. Stephon Diggs, okay. Mark Andrews. And their quarterback is Jacoby Brissett. Cincinnati Bengals, obviously, yes, they do have a Deshaun Watson quarterback, Melvin Ingram running back. They have Corey Coleman, Adam Thielen. And who's the tight end? Kyle Rudolph, that's right. Okay. Bills, they got Jimmy G at quarterback. Broncos got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. Browns, they still rocking with a boo-boo quarterback. Big Ben, okay. Which I guess is technically boo-boo right now. Buccaneers got Mike Evans again. That's ironic. And they still have RG3. And he's still rocking and rolling, apparently. Cardinals still trying to figure out their situation with Derek Anderson, who's 38 years old. Cam Newton with the Chargers. Chiefs are currently rocking with... Who's their quarterback? Jameis Winston, okay. Colts, and who is they got Russell Wilson. Look at the Patriots eventually moved on from him. Just like in real life, not with obviously him, but Teddy Bridgewater. To the Cowboys. Jared Goff is now the Dolphins quarterback because they got rid of, I think, was it Phil Rivers, I want to say? It's someone at one point. Josh Allen's an Eagles quarterback. Derek Carr is the Falcons quarterback. 49ers got Marcus Mariota. They still got Eric Berry on that roster. Giants are rocking with Blaine Gabbert. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Then we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are rocking with Sam Bradford. Okay. Jets up next on the docket. They're rocking with Brock Osweiler at quarterback. This is an interesting. Joe Burrow's a Lion, obviously. This is an interesting set of events, man. Carson Wentz is still the Packers quarterback. They're not moving on from him, apparently. Colin Kaepernick still the Panthers quarterback. Dak Prescott is the Patriots quarterback. Wow. Talk about America's team, at least. Obviously, you have our team here. I'm just going to go through all these guys just, to get that extra show and tell of what I created. I think we did a pretty damn good job. Rams here. Rams are dominant, and they have Kyler Murray at quarterback. Ravens with Kirko Cousins. The Skins. And they still rocking up Andrew Luck. He's not retiring this franchise. You got Baker Mayfield leading the Saints. Ironic that he's leading the Bucks in real life. Seahawks being led by none other than Andy Dalton. Still Andy Dalton. You got Matt Ryan leading the Steelers. And Sam Darnold on that roster as well. So maybe eventually Sam Darnold takes over as starting quarterback. So that would be a thing. Matthew Stafford. There we go. Titans. Daniel Jones. Okay. And Vikings is the last and final team here. And that's Dwayne Haskins. R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins. He is our starting quarterback. So, guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, though. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.